If you're looking to focus on a specific newsletter, in order to establish yourself as the local area expert, there's an easy way to create a second version of your newsletter. And that way you can have one version that covers the entire city and another version just for your farming area. Let me show you how it's done. For this example, I'm using Kitchener-Waterloo as my citywide real estate newsletter, and then the Mary Allen neighborhood, which is where I live, is for the specific to the neighborhood version. So you got two versions. The way I created it is I just went into categories, and then I just created a category off of Mary Allen. Now this is a test account, so you're not going to see all these cities within your account. This is how it's done. If you need help setting this up, I can do it all for you. So let's have a look here and see what we've got. So the Kitchener-Waterloo newsletter, it has this is just sort of a standard banner. You can customize this in for your neighborhood, and I'll show you that in a sec. And this has all, just the intro. It's got the stats. It has an event that's specific to the KW area, an article that just has to do with the ever-changing market conditions that we're experiencing, and a few other articles. And then the Mary Allen version is basically a carbon copy of that, but it allows you to be able to dial it in and make it specific to the neighborhood. So here you can see I've created a header, and I've got a Canva template if you wanted to use this, or you can come up with your own header that's specific to the neighborhood. And then it allows you to make little changes that make it neighborhood specific. Now the stats really don't apply, so I would just get rid of the stats just because there's only going to probably be maybe a dozen homes that sell, so the stats aren't really super accurate. Instead, maybe use something like a market master that will tell people, it'll notify, they can sign up to receive new listings, and then more importantly, they can be notified whenever home sells, just so they have a better grasp of what's going in and around the neighborhood. You can also use this area to share things like if you have buyers that are looking to get in the neighborhood or whatnot, things like that. Just anything that makes it specific to the neighborhood. For Halloween, we've got a pumpkin carving contest in our park, so you can take that and anything else that's going on around the neighborhood. A great source for this kind of information. A lot of neighborhoods have like a Facebook page or something like that. So you can just take the information from that and share it through your newsletter. Maybe ask permission first. I'm sure neighborhoods aren't going to mind. They're going to want to get that information out anyways. I'm sure they'll appreciate you helping to spread the news. And then this is a newsletter. This article has to do just with the changing market conditions and how to prepare for them. The Kitchener-Waterloo version had it specific to the citywide, but again, we dial this down into and make it more sort of neighborhood specific. Now, the best way to let people know about this newsletter is just to get out and hit the streets and start knocking on doors with a flyer that showcases your newsletter. So here's an example I came up with that you can customize on Canva. There's a link right below that will open up the Canva template so that you can make it your own. So once you open this up in Canva, you'll be able to change Mary Allen to whatever neighborhood it is you're focusing on. You can do the same thing with the logo here. If you have your own logo for the neighborhood, which maybe you probably don't, but you can always replace it. I think it's important to have a neighborhood specific logo. It just makes it stand out a bit nicer. And then obviously you're going to want to change your contact information and switch your photo. And as far as the QR code goes, this is so that people can just easily scan it and subscribe themselves to your newsletter. I'll show you where to get that. If you just go back to your newsletter and then scroll all the way down to the bottom and click on this link, subscribe. This is the link where you're going to want to connect to your QR code. So when people scan it, they can go here and subscribe themselves to the neighborhood specific version. Knocking on doors can be intimidating, especially if you don't have anything of value to offer. But if you're sharing a newsletter that's specific to their neighborhood, which includes details on the local market and upcoming community events, people will be much, much more receptive. So there you have it. Get out there and start spreading the news. You'll be the neighborhood expert in no time.